I have with me Mr. Sanjay Bail, CEO of Raymond. Thank you so much for talking to BloombergQuint.
Thank you.
Yeah. What is the reason behind this tie-up with Khadi, and how much of your revenues do you see coming from this tie-up with Khadi?
I think Khadi offers a great opportunity for Raymond as a brand to really offer what I call it the spirit of India fabric to the legacy of India brand. So I think this partnership is a symbiotic partnership where both KVIC gains by the expertise that Raymond has in horizontal, vertical value chain and fashion retail that Raymond has to offer. Raymond gains from actually inclusion opportunity of a product which is relevant for more than 1 billion Indians.
Okay. How will it contribute to your revenues?
Oh, it will. In terms of what we start with is offering about 200 to 300 designs, both in fabric and equal number in garments. We will offer a Khadi product across the range of brands we have, whether it's Raymond on one end and Parks on another, Color Plus Park Avenue included. So each of the brands has it, and it could range from anywhere between 5%, maybe upwards in the next 2 to 3 years in terms of revenue.
How many stores do you plan to add in this current financial year and also in the next financial year?
We are adding over 100 stores in this financial year, and we continue to add almost a similar number, a little higher, maybe 150 to 200 stores every year for the next 3 years.
Are these across all formats?
Yes, in terms of exclusive stores, across all the brands, yes.
Okay. And how many stores do you plan to shut down also in this financial year?
We would have shut down about 35 to 40 stores, and I think that's the same number that should continue. All the profitable, non-strategic tail stores which are not really relevant will keep getting shut down, and that number continues. So in all, we may open 500 stores in the next 3 years and shut down about 100 stores.
You're currently in the process of renovating a few of your stores. How many stores are you renovating, and what is the cost attached to it?
We've already renovated over 150 stores, Raymond, which are the high revenue contributing stores. We continue to renovate about 60 to 70 stores every year, and that will continue going forward in the next 1 or 2 years. The cost actually differs depending on the model. If it's a company operated model, then the cost is invested by Raymond, but 90% of our stores are franchisee operated, and hence the entire capital is actually invested by the franchisee in renovating the store.
Okay. There are news reports that you plan to sell 20% of your stake. How far is this true?
No, that's unfounded at this point of time. I can't respond on speculation at this stage.
And how do you see your revenues per square feet going currently, and how do you see them in the near term and in the medium term?
We are very competitive. In fact, about 80 to 90% of our stores are currently profitable on RPSF, which is the revenue per square feet number that you talked about. We're seeing anywhere between 6 to 10% growth, like-to-like stores, every year for the next 3 years.
You are very positive on the second half of the financial year being positive because of good, macroeconomic conditions. Now, because of demonetization, do you see an impact on your sales in the second half?
Yes, definitely we'll see an impact. In fact, we've seen already an impact in the last 4 weeks, where because of the liquidity crunch, both at customer level and the channel level, there is a dampening of the ability that we could have pushed into the system. But that's come down by about 25 to 30%. It's improving gradually every day as the liquidity gets restored, but it'll take some time. I think it'll take some time before it really restores. So this quarter will get impacted.
What is the impact we see on your numbers?
It's very difficult to say because still 3 weeks for the quarter to close and only 3 weeks of demonetization we've seen. So we've had 5 great weeks in this quarter. We've got 3 weeks of demonetization. We have 3.5 weeks yet to go. So very difficult to really put the number as the liquidity gets restored. We expect our demand to really inch up every day. We've also from our side opened up every platform for payment and geared up with the trigger of weddings continuing and the winter season as we're getting into. My sense is that the estimate is not going to be very way off from what we had initially started with, but definitely there is going to be an impact.
Your margin seems to be under pressure because of rising raw material costs. How do you plan to mitigate that, and what's your way ahead with that?
It was actually both the wool and cotton prices were up, but I think cotton has stabilized now, and even the wool and Australian dollar, both which are the import prices, have come down to a manageable level. So to that extent, I think input pricing pressure is a little low right now, and our ability to product innovate and pass down the pricing continues to be pretty high. So I don't see that to be a very defining or a very momentous kind of a number that one needs to have a concern about. We should be able to hold margin, if not improve marginally, over the next 2 quarters.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.